At least 69 minors have died in the Gambia due to kidney damage caused by four cough syrups manufactured by Indian drug maker Maiden Pharmaceuticals that were possibly contaminated. Gambian President Adama Barrow has ordered the suspension of the drug maker's license and directed his foreign minister to take up the matter with the Indian ambassador in Banjul.
Now, laboratory analysis of samples of the four products confirm that they contain an unacceptable amount of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol. According to the WHO, these four products have been identified in the Gambia, but may have been distributed through informal channels to other countries or regions. Meanwhile, police have launched an investigation, even as President Adama Barrow has assured that the authorities would leave no stone unturned in the investigation, as Gambians are wondering what happened and who is to blame.
Let's now bring in Sana Kamara, a journalist and media consultant. He joins us live from the Gambia. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now give us a picture of this unfortunate development in the Gambia and the steps taken so far by the government.
First of all, I think there was the news provoked an outrage from the population when it was formally announced by the WHO. This is almost into the third month when this incident started happening, the series of deaths. My own neighbor of mine actually lost a one-year-old infant, I would say. So it's something that has definitely touched Gambians very, very, very seriously. The problem had been that the government did not take up the matter as serious as it should until WHO broke the news, which actually came to international news media and confirmed us, obviously, that these syrups had some contamination from the source. It was only that the government started, running into action, and the population had been outraged. Even yesterday, there were some press conferences by civil society groups demanding some form of accountability for these deaths, and also saying the president has to take full responsibility with his Minister of Health.
Well, sadly, of course, some might say it's too little, too late. But of course, the products, promethazine oral solution, Cofex Marlene baby cough syrup, Markov baby cough syrup, and a couple of others were manufactured by an Indian company, Maiden Pharmaceuticals, which of course had failed also to provide guidelines about their safety. Let's talk about the regulatory bodies in Gambia. How effective have they been, or are they currently?
This whole regulatory regime in the Gambia, I would say it's unfortunately it's as useless as it can be. It can get because all these things is as a result of that weak regulatory frameworks and the regimes we have here. For example, the importer of these meds, has been using the license rented to him by a license holder who was, authorized by the regulatory body to bring in meds into the country. But there was a press conference at the Ministry of Health that said that 90% of these license holders are renting out their license to other businessmen to import in medicine. This is the only way that such a terrible thing could happen in the Gambia. Imagine a country where more than 90% of license holders of medicines are renting out their licensing to business people who probably have no idea, no background in medicine, and all they are interested in is just making profit of the health of the poor population, like what's happening here. So it's a very, very terrible situation, and I think for that reason, the president has said in his statement that they have to look at a complete look at the entire regulatory region. Like you said, a little late, because when he addressed the nation on Friday, after the news broke on Thursday, the president had to sit 24 hours, or more than 24 hours before coming on TV to address the nation. And even when he did, the speech hadn't come with concrete steps of what the government was going to do, who was responsible. Even as we speak, obviously, they randomly said generally that license holders will be suspended and there will be investigations, but it's still yet to mention a particular name or a company that has been that has to be taking responsibility for these deaths. So it's definitely a very serious matter, and I think the population is going to continue demanding until somebody's head, like they say, someone's head has to roll.
Speaking of someone's head rolling, there have been concerns, or rather calls, for the health minister to resign. Do you see this maybe happening?
The minister doesn't seem to be losing his job. I mean, when he came on the press conference, he said, "Why are people demanding that he should resign? He cannot be of any help to the country. If if he resigns his job as minister, what he can do is to try to fix this and give government's assurances that it will never happen again." But people are not still chill by this, and they are demanding that the next minister could be the one to uphold that such a promise. But as far as he's concerned, he needs to leave. And this is not the first time that the sector itself has been identified as one of the most corrupt sectors. There was a national audit report a couple of months ago that said that there has been very, very strong allegations of corruption with confirmations of numbers, figures, and reports of this kind of practices taking place. So we just start to pay the price with the lives of our children here, but the sector is definitely a very, very corrupt system. He said he has been working very hard to work and change from inside, what he can be able to do to change the situation. But unfortunately, I think the situation is bigger than him, because there are currently allegations that some of the license holders are either relatives or personal connections to the president.
This is quite unfortunate development and a very sad story. Our condolences to your neighbor who lost a child, as well as the other families who have to deal with the unfortunate losses of their children. Thank you so much for your time with us this morning on the show.
Thank you. You're welcome.